So what car do you drive? A Zonda Revolution or a Bugatti Veyron? Well, if that's the case, Pershing would be the ones you'd get your yacht from. This is the 62, 19 metres long and 4.8 metres wide. It's not so easy to design a car that can go 400 kilometres an hour. It would be pretty awesome though, eh? And making 39 tons move through the water at 90 kilometres an hour isn't so easy either. You can tell a Pershing from a mile away, even in the dark. Its profile is aggressive, yet slender. From up above, you can see how the deckhouse extends through a long bridge, which completely protects it. But if you move and look out of the living room, the superstructure seems minimal. There are long windows on 2 levels, an open stern and a sliding hardtop, which gives you the feeling of being out on the open. But it's a boat that welcomes you, protects you. Being part of the Ferretti Group means best practices can be shared between diverse brands, like the rib launch and mooring system. The cockpit comes with a spacious sun deck in the middle here. The sofa, table and mobile bar, which can include a grill and ice maker, are in another area in the middle. That can be in the sun or in the shade, depending on the position of the boat. Even the bow, the sun-tanning haven, can be protected from it by a bimini. Style mixes with efficiency of design in this area too. Non-slip surfaces alternate with the smooth ones, just to show off the elegance. Fantastic lines, but there's more too. Look at the security elements, rails on the outside and handrails on the inside. If you know Pershing, you know how to get into the living area. Sliding glass doors that disappear completely. You can raise or lower the table and extend it so it's big enough for 6. On the wall in front of the fridge, audio and TV screen. The dunnage is grey oak, expertly coordinated with walls lined in a special upholstery and polished lacquer furniture in a grey quartz that contrasts splendidly with opaque closed pore ebony doors. It comes in many different colours. Going downstairs before you get to the lower deck, you come across a mezzanine where you'll find the kitchen and the day bathroom. In the standard layout, there are 3 cabins with 3 separate showers. An alternative has 2 cabins for the owner and VIP, plus a living area. The crew cabin is at the stern. The captain's quarters live up to their name. A double window reaches down to the water's edge. The double bed appears to be suspended, and there's a fridge and a TV. The bathroom has 3 distinct areas, separated by an opaque glass sliding door. The Korean top has a built-in sink and a sliding mirror. The VIP room is top-notch and really roomy. This room plays with the contrasts in tone and texture that result in a contemporary feel. The guest cabin has 2 single beds, which, if you want, can be a dining area with a sofa bed. The driving seats are by Poltrona Frau, and the dashboard looks very nice. This is refined carbon technology. Would you drive a sporty car with only half a windscreen? Well, even a fast yacht would be hindered if it had a central pillar. That's why Pershing only use a 3.7 metre one made out of glass. I'm starting to get used to the controls on this Pershing 62. Of course, there are petrol levers and inverters, really smooth and electronic. And then there's the trim tabs, not to be confused with the trim joystick that adjusts the angle of the propeller's axis. The flaps passively change the makeup of the boat. Lowering them means that a huge influx of water is let in, which raises the stern and lowers the bow, making the boat run parallel to the surface.
I trim cambiano invece la direzione.
On the other hand, the trim changes the direction the propellers push in. When they are lowered, they tend to raise the stern and consequently lower the boat.
È un'imbarcazione molto veloce. Hanno installato.
This is a very fast boat. They've installed surface propellers and the step is long. This means that as soon as you change gear, the boat starts to speed up. But for maneuvering and mooring, there's an easy dock button.
L'innesto è molto morbido.
Changing is smooth and the boat doesn't immediately pick up, but there's guaranteed maneuverability.
La procedura di partenza è più.
It's very interesting how it starts. In fact, I'd say we're on to a winner. Have a look.
Portiamo i flaps nella posizione.
Bring
più
the
bassa.
flaps to the lowest position. Let's say around 60 to 70%.
Abbassiamo anche i
Lower the trim, i.e. bring the propellers down.
Anche in questo caso.
Again, we're going down to a position of about 60 to 70%. Let's give it some juice.
Non sto toccando il timone.
I'm not even touching the rudder. Have you seen? There's another joystick here. It's called the tiller. Same thing, just easier.
Con questo assetto, flap abbassati e trim.
With this arrangement, lowered trim and tabs, my visibility is still really good. The boat is below the horizon and I'm rapidly speeding up.
Al crescere della velocità, però.
As speed picks up though, in order to make the boat even more efficient, I'm going to take the trim tabs back down to 0 and raise the transmission a little bit.
A 19 nodi di velocità.
At 19 knots with engines just a little over 1,700 revs, we are now planing.
Il controllo elettronico dei motori fa in
Electronic
modo che
control of the engines makes sure that acceleration is progressive and smooth, which limits emissions and consumption.
È pazzesco perché siamo quasi a 30 nodi.
Unbelievable. We're almost at 30 knots. Engines are at 1,900 revs a minute and we're consuming 200 litres an hour. What you'd call an easy cruise. 30 knots, eh?
Abbiamo due motori della MTU, due 10 cilindri.
We've got two MTU engines, two 22,300 cubic centimetre V10 cylinders, which produce a potential of 1,523 horsepower. You could also opt for a 1,381 horsepower version.
Questo scafo ha un angolo a poppa,
This boat has a 14-degree dead rise in one corner at the stern, but the bow is a sharp point. I can feel it cutting through the waves perfectly, just slightly resting on them. Talking about speeding along, shall we go a bit faster?
Tutti i
All Pershings go faster than 40.
Anche il
Even the Pershing 62 goes faster than 40 knots, 40.5. Okay, but we're only at 2,200 revs a minute, and it's got so much more to offer.
Adesso proviamo.
Let's push it to the max.
46 nodi.
46 knots, 46 and a half, and 2,400 revs a minute. This is really a Pershing.
Ok, abbiamo capito. È una barca veloce, ma è divertente.
Okay, we get it. It's a fast boat, but it's nice to drive, even when you're turning, and it's safe. There's only one way to find out. Full throttle, and then an unexpected swerve with the tiller, like this.
Stiamo virando a oltre.
We're turning at over 42 knots.
Guardate che sbandata, è incredibile.
Look at that wake, incredible. I've got water here on my shoulder, but it held superbly.
Un 180 gradi
A
strettissimo.
very tight 180, and because the turn is controlled automatically, it's impossible to spin.
L'evoluzione.
Definitely under 200 meters.
Adesso usciamo dalla
This
virata.
time, when we come out of the turn, I want to see how long it takes to pick up again. I'm still going full speed. The auto-flap system has put the trim tabs and surface transmission where they should be, and miraculously, we're back at 40 knots.
Ho dovuto manovrare un po', ho tolto i flap, ho regolato con precisione i
I
trim.
had to do a bit of maneuvering, taking off the tabs and adjusted the trim precisely. But if all of this doesn't excite you and you'd like more relaxing journey, you can let the automatic ZHC rec system do it, just with the push of a button. auto trim. All you need to do is choose the speed.
Decidere a che velocità andare.
And with this boat, speed is of the essence. So the Pershings may not be the most economical of boats, but when you're talking high performance and technology, it knocks spots off the others.